Hello and welcomes back everyone, AnthWolf here with even more Mass Effect 2. Where we last left off, we destroyed an entire system of space in a way to prevent the Reapers from arriving. According to Commander Shepard, they were only minutes away from arriving at what they called the Alpha Relay. In so doing we killed over 300,000 Batarians, and they're basically out for blood. I'm not sure if they know if Commander Shepard's involved, but they definitely believe the Alliance was. At least we are supported by Admiral Hackett, who originally gave us the mission. But yeah, we have a lot of blood on our hands, even if it was for basically what we think is the lives of trillions of people. Basically everyone in the galaxy, to prevent them coming through this early. But it definitely seems like they're still trying to get back into this galaxy from dark space, I believe it is. Either way, it wasn't a good thing we did, but at the same time, what else could we do? We also had to deal with Dr. Amanda Kenson, the project head, who believed she wasn't indoctrinated by Object Rho, but through the research logs we gathered, she definitely was, over time at least. But yeah, we are about ready now. If we look at our journal, we obviously do have the forged ID that we picked up during Garrus's loyalty mission. I'm sure that that's meant to be given to someone on the Citadel. I haven't went looking again, even though I probably should. And the only thing we need to do now is acquire a Reaper identity friend or foe, which is in where? The Form System? We haven't been there before, but I don't think we've been there before. But that's where we'll be going next. Before we do that though, I'd like to spend just a small amount of time just running around the Normandy again, basically getting to know the crew, see if they have anything else they want to talk about, any personal issues, or just basically make sure their minds are set for what we're about to undertake. A couple of notes. If you look at my abilities now, I have switched out the warp ammo for the heavy barrier ability, which maxed out now gives us plus 100% of our maximum shields for a duration of 60 seconds. To be fair, the shield will probably break by that time, but I thought I'd take heavy barrier just to increase my survivability. 12-second recharge time isn't too bad, so when we're not charging around using our biotic charge, at least we can stand up from cover and kill a few more enemies. I maxed out my Inferno ammo. We had enough points to actually max out our cryo ammo as well, which I'm giving to the full squad, which is obviously meant to incapacitate large groups. It's meant to freeze enemies for a certain duration when they're hit so often. See, we may not use it too much, but at least it's available, and I had points to spend, so there it is, basically. But yeah, I'm hoping that goes well. We are level 29, reasonably close to... I think the cap, as I mentioned before, is level 30. I could be wrong, but if I am, so be it. Oh, hello. Ah, of course. I purchased the Medbay Dermal Regeneration for our facial scoring. We don't need it due to our maxed out Paragon meter. But I have all these resources. Far too many resources that I'm never going to spend. I also went back to Tuchanka, the Krogan homeworld, and purchased a heavy pistol damage upgrade and an assault rifle damage upgrade, because I had credits to spend and I don't think we have another opportunity to spend them now. We are getting very close to the end game. We might actually finish the game this session. But yeah, let's have a run around the ship and have a talk with everyone once again. I know we've spoken to Jacob and he's pretty set. We need to speak to Joker. Oh, actually, then again, we'll speak to Joker again. Why not? See if he has any last thing to say before we go acquire this derelict Reaper IFF.
Commander.
I assume everything is going well up here?
Good for now. Fractured my thumb on the mute, but I think I made my point.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
Actually, let's speak to Edie again. It's been a while since we spoke to her.
Yes, Shepard.
I want to know more about you.
Do you have a specific inquiry?
What do you do aboard the ship?
I operate the ship's electronic and cyber warfare suites in combat. My reaction time is much faster than any organic. I collate the records of shipboard monitoring devices for the elusive man. I have also gained access to anti-Reaper cyber warfare algorithms recovered by Cerberus.
The Reapers are millions of years more advanced than us. How can you affect them?
It appears that my design includes hardware recovered from the wreckage of Sovereign. These systems contain cyber warfare attack programs of considerable sophistication. I have allocated most of my processing power to analyzing them.
And if this thing starts claiming to be the Vanguard of our destruction, then I got shotgun on the first lifeboat, okay?
Let's discuss something else.
Ready.
I want to know more about the people I'm working with.
Much of that data is classified. Do you have a specific inquiry?
That's all for now.
Logging you out, Shepard.
Okay. Let's see if she could tell us anything new. The anti-Reaper air technology was interesting. Apparently some of the hardware comes from Sovereign, the first Reaper we encountered in the original Mass Effect title. Let's go see Morden, shall we? See if he has anything new to say.
Shepard, how can I help?
Are there any medical concerns I should be aware of on the team?
Cerberus personnel in excellent condition. No squad concerns to report. Always some matters, but nothing affecting immediate mission.
Have you got a minute to talk?
Actually, wanted to talk. Medical matters. Aware that mission is dangerous. Different species react differently to stress. Aware you come by a great deal. Have had other species become attracted to me before. Awkward. Not interested.
You've had members of other species make a pass at you?
Constantly. Very awkward. Skin tone apparently attractive by Turian standards. Subset of Krogan sexual deviants enjoy Solarian flexibility. More cartilage and skeletal structure. Asari offers intriguing, actually. Wonder why. Trans-species pheromones unlikely to work. Must be neurochemical.
Wait a minute, Morden. You're just yanking me around, aren't you?
Shocking suggestion. Doctor-patient confidentiality, a sacred trust. Would never dream of mockery. Enjoy yourself while possible, Shepard. We'll be here studying cell reproduction. Much simpler, less alcohol and mood music required.
With Morden, I can't even tell. I can't even tell. Is there anyone we need to speak to down in the crew quarters? Might as well check it out. No harm in asking. See there, the two crew here in the quarters first of all. Ah, nothing new. That's fair. And since we're here, Samara.
Shepard,
I wanted to check in.
I am always happy to talk with you.
I'm interested in hearing more about Asari Justicars.
We hold a unique place in Asari culture. Justicars are from another era. Young Asari grow up watching vids about our adventures. Pure fiction, of course. Some Asari are uncomfortable with us, but so few Justicars exist that most have never met one.
There were only a few Justicars?
Few Asari wish to make the sacrifices necessary to become one of us, and the training has a high casualty rate. It is a life of constant danger. Throughout the entire galaxy, there are only a handful of us at any time.
Why would anyone want to be a Justicar?
It is a deeply personal matter. Sometimes the most brutal path is the only honest one.
This code of the Justicar seems central to your life.
It is 5,000 sutras and covers every situation one can encounter. I have memorized every word. There is only the code.
Sometimes justice calls for mercy.
It does not exist to bring about spiritual enlightenment. Its purpose is to punish the wicked and protect the innocent.
The Asari I've spoken to seem conflicted about Justicars.
In this age, people see shades of gray everywhere. The code of the Justicar is black and white. I might seem a hero to many, but I would kill all of them if I had to.
What role do you think Justicars have in Asari society?
I would say that the closest human equivalent is a knight-errant in your medieval lore. Perhaps mixed with a bit of samurai.
You know about Knights Errant and Samurai?
When I knew I must leave Asari space again, I studied the history and morals of new species. When I was a maiden wandering the galaxy, humans had not yet arrived.
What did your studies tell you about us?
You are more individualistic than any other species I have encountered. If 3 humans are in a room, there will be 6 opinions. I like your species. I am curious to see what you will do.
What does your code say about killing?
I am compelled to kill the wicked. If a Justicar is involved, peaceful solutions are long past.
You make killing sound so casual.
I remember each being I have slain. They are always in my thoughts.
I should go.
I'm glad we spoke.
Pop into life support, see Fane.
Do you need something?
Oh, for crying out loud, I
You mind if
forgot.
I ask you a few questions?
Not at all.
I keep forgetting that with Fane, you can't just investigate with him. Keep forgetting.
There's something else I'd like to talk about.
Ask.
Have a few minutes to talk?
Very well. I had been recording a message for Kolyat.
How are things going with him?
It is difficult. All things worth keeping are. I never explained. I suppose the story of my wife's death took you by surprise.
I figured you'd explain to me when you were ready.
I appreciate your patience. I kept my work clear of our home life. I assumed that would be enough to protect Erica. That memory I mentioned before. Laser dot trembles on the target's skull. The smell of spice on a spring wind. Sunset eyes defiant in the scope. That was Erica. That was how I met her. She saw my targeting laser as she walked by and threw herself in the way.
I guess she impressed you.
She woke me up. Her body trembles. Not fear. Indignation. Her mouth moves. How dare you? You and I trained to sacrifice ourselves to save others. How often does a civilian step in the way of a bullet to protect someone they've never met? I thought she was the goddess Hirashu. She met my eyes through the scope, and my purpose faltered.
So how did she go from blocking your shot to having your children?
I had to meet her. The memory possessed and endowed me. I fell on my knees before her, begged her pardon. She introduced me to the world beyond my work. Eventually, she forgave me. Later, she loved me.
When you talked to Kolyat, you said she died.
I let myself become complacent. I thought Erica and Kolyat were safe. I stayed away too long, and my enemies came for her.
Who came for her?
Batarians. A slaver ring that was preying on Hanar outer colonies. I'd killed their leaders. They paid the shadow broker to find out who I was. But they were afraid of me. So they went after her.
You told Kolyat that you hunted her killers down.
Erica woke me up. When she passed, I returned to my battle sleep. My body hunted her killers, murdered them. I was taught to grant death quickly, cleanly, to minimize suffering. I let them linger.
You were operating on instinct. By your own rules, you can't blame yourself.
But I made the choice to hunt them. They're the only lives I've ever taken of my own choice. The only deaths on my own conscience. I haven't spoken about my wife, and I don't think I ever have. I didn't have anyone left to tell it to.
Thane, the worst thing is to face death with regrets. You're part of my crew, and I consider you a friend. If there's anything I can help you with, just ask.
I've never been part of a team. Assassins tend to be solitary. I'm learning the virtues of facing death with others at your side. It's a work in progress.
Ah, good. He's opening up. Kasumi. Hey there.
People are talking out there, and I hear it all. I can see why Jack is the way she is. I don't like it, but I get it. It must have been really hard for Samara to ask you to help kill her own daughter. She told me she really appreciated your help. As hardcore as she is, I'm not sure she could have done it without you. I'm glad to hear Thane and his son are back in touch. It'll be hard, but I think they'll be fine. Come back later. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about.
Okay. Miranda... Garrus, maybe? Don't think Miranda wanted to talk anymore. No, Garrus was calibrating. Yeah, that's right. I think. My memory slips sometimes. Let's head down to engineering. Jack didn't want to speak to us, but maybe Grunt. And Tali. And Zaid, of course. Who first? Let's speak to Zaid. See if he has any more old war stories we can listen to.
This mission takes me back. Can't say I blame Taylor's pop. A man does what he has to do to survive. Ran up against a Batarian camp, not too different from that one. Job was to erase the whole thing from the map. Men, women, and the man in charge. Learned that day that despots are cowards. You show them you're in charge, not them, and they cry like little girls. I was shadowing this rookie on an infiltration run to an Eclipse base on Tatus. Good kid, but he had no business handling a rifle. In the shuttle on the way down, he puked in his helmet. We hit some turbulence, and with all the crap sloshing around, he thought he'd been shot in the head. Went back to the Alliance. Here he's a governor now. I should let you go. Talk more later, Shepard.
Take it easy, Zaid. Let's go see Grunt first of all, and then Tali.
Shepard.
Just checking in. How you doing?
I'm branching out. Got a list of enemies now. They all give me joy when I picture cutting them, crushing them. There's this one imprint, a Solarian with the... what are they? The things on his head pulled apart? Bet it caused a generation of revenge. What is that, a few weeks for them? So what did you want?
You know, I kind of thought connecting with your past would bring stability.
See, now we're having fun. Me remembering good deaths, and you with your funny human thing you're doing. My job is to hurt things. Direction, control, that's your job, Battlemaster. You're why I'm a soldier, not dead or crazed like an animal. Thank you, Shepard. You gave me purpose. Now, let's find something big to kill.
Sounds like a plan. Grunt is always going to be crazy, it seems.
So, Kenneth, did you know we've got a crazy woman squatting down in the subdeck?
What? If she touches anything, I'll kill her.
Oh, and the only thing she wears from her waist up is tattoos.
Oh, maybe I should go down and welcome her aboard.
And she's a murderer, has biotic powers that could crush you with a blink, hates everyone in Cerberus.
Damn it, girl. Stop toying with me.
Hey, Tali.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
Have you got time to talk?
Sure. Let me just... Come on, you little boshtet! Oh, sorry. I've got a small fever and I'm taking it out on the poor drive core. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. Got sloppy while doing some suit repair.
You're sick? Do you need help or time to rest?
Really, it's not that bad. If a stray bit of bacteria could really kill us, we'd have all died by now. The fever should go away in a day or two. Don't worry, it won't affect my performance on the mission. It's not even an illness, really. What we experience is actually an acute allergic reaction.
Were your immune system stronger before the Geth drove you from your homeworld?
Not as strong as those of most races, definitely. I'm not a biologist, but there's a theory about it. Because our planet lacked insect life, plants developed symbiotic relationships with large animals to spread seeds or pollen. Most viruses on our world were partially beneficial, so our immune systems evolved to be weak. They were more likely to adapt to contamination than fight it.
But Quarians colonized other worlds. They couldn't all have been like that.
They weren't. Most colonists went through a period of mild illness before adapting to the new environment. When the Geth took the homeworld in our colonies, the sterile environment on the flotilla ruined our immune system's adaptability. Even if we colonized a new world or reclaimed our own, we'd need a long process of bioengineering to recover.
I don't know if I could live inside a suit my whole life.
We are in our suits even among family. The most intimate thing we can do with another Quarian is link our suit environments. We get sick at first, and then we adapt. It's our most important gesture of trust, of acceptance. I haven't trusted anyone enough for that, though. Except, well, no Quarians. You know what I mean.
I appreciate the thought, Tali, and I feel the same way. But you don't have to prove anything to me.
I know. Well, not that I know, but I didn't mean it like that. It's wow, it's really hot in here. It's just that the tradition also signifies a willingness for, intimacy. I wasn't trying to... It's not always like that. It's more, how did we even end up talking about this?
Wait a minute. It sounds like you're suggesting something, Tali.
What could I possibly be suggesting? I mean, a young woman gets rescued by a dashing commander who lets her join his crew and then goes off to save the galaxy? How could she possibly develop any kind of interest in him?
Tali, that's really sweet, but I don't feel that way about you. I'm sorry.
Right, of course not. Why would you? It was just something I meant hypothetically, talking about immune systems and air filters and such. I'm going to tinker a bit more. Thanks for coming by.
I hope that's letting her down gently. Okay, with that though, I think we're set up. Our next destination will be, the Fawn system in search of the Reaper IFF. I don't think there's anything else for us to really do. We could go to the Citadel and search to hand over this forged ID. Hopefully it's someone there. I imagine it is. But apart from that, no, I think I'm quite happy to get this show on the road and finally continue the main storyline. So yeah, feel free to comment below if you so desire. This of course has been AnthWolf playing Mass Effect 2. And I'll see you for even more as we continue the series next time. Until then, bye bye now.